Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk. On today's episode, we have the lovely Monique, and our topic of discussion is challenges faced when chasing your dreams. So let's begin. Hey, Monique.
Hey, what's poppin'?
Happy Sunday. How are you?
Just moved into a new apartment, so just a little bit exhausted, but just very happy to be talking to you right now.
Congratulations on your new move.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so I guess my first question for you today would be what is your dream or what are your dreams?
That is something that is constantly changing as I grow as a person. So right now, my dream would be to have this huge creative network and have my own creative studio to where people can come through in and out and just have the access to be able to create. So I guess you can say my dream is to be able to help other creatives on a larger aspect.
Okay, and has it like have you always been called to that specific dream, or did it start as something else at first?
It started off as wanting to help myself and figuring
Mm-hmm.
out what I needed. And I realized there were other creatives who needed the same help that and guidance that I already went through. And it was already so easy to tell them like, hey, you just need to do this and that and that. And then it was always just so interesting to me that other people didn't know that's what they needed to get to their goals. So it literally just happened just by having conversations with other people.
Sweet, sweet. And so, when did you finally go like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm not looking back on it?
So the year was 2015. We 2015 graduated high school. Over here saying my age for whoever watches this, but oh well. Um it was 2016 when I used to live in Maryland and I saw all my friends at college and I was just so depressed because I know for a fact that I was not going to attend college. I took like one class for like 2 days and I was like, yeah, this is not it for me. And my parents pretty much gave me an ultimatum of you have to stay in this home or I'm staying in this home and attend college or you have to get out. And I was like, all right, I'm not definitely going to school. So I'm going to head out. And I was very fortunate to have such an amazing big cousin who guided me under her wings and taught me everything about Michigan, which is a state that I moved to chase my dreams for modeling. And I know people say like Michigan isn't really the state for modeling, but it really is a great state for entrepreneurship and to meet other creatives, especially coming from a little teenager to becoming an adult woman now. I had so much growing up to do and I couldn't be under my parents' wings doing it.
So, how and what ways have Michigan like propelled you forward in like your modeling career?
One, I have so much freedom. So, meaning, like, if I want to go to a certain casting or if I need to do something, just the freedom, the peace of mind alone is what that gave me. And then, two, there's so many great creatives and artists in the state of Michigan that it gave me the opportunity to network. Because when I was a teenager, I never really went out and network and talked to other people who were in the same field as me. So it never really opened my mind to like all the opportunities that were there.
And as far as like you facing your dreams now, what are some of the challenges that you have faced in the past and are currently facing?
One thing that I would say I started off as a challenge, and I think most people can agree to this, is money. So you need money to eat, you need money to travel, you need money to do a lot of different things. And that was something that I was constantly running into because I moved from Maryland, I'm here in Michigan, didn't have a job set up. Literally was living with one of my cousin friends who had an extra room, fortunately. So that was just a huge aspect to me because I felt so limited. Like, oh, I don't have any money. I couldn't go take an Uber to go to a casting. And so what I did to I had to honestly put this goal, which was get signed with an agency, on hold. And I started banking. And I was like, you know what? I have to be an adult. I have to pay. So I saved up for like, I was working in banking for about 2 years and I wasn't even modeling. So I saved up. And then after, I was like, during the pandemic, I just went harder with my modeling and just doing that. And something that I face now, Honestly, Deja, this is gonna sound so fucked up to say, but I don't think I have any obstacles. Because the one thing that I have cleared substantially is my mental blocks, which is just monetary wise or just thinking that I can't do it. I feel like a Sims character. Like I literally I literally just do things that I know that it's gonna give me a good benefit, reap something in, after it. So wouldn't say I have any blockage right now. Um yeah. But in the past definitely was mindset, and it definitely was money.
Well, for starters, I don't think that sounds fucked up. I think that sounds like you're just sure of yourself, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because I can definitely relate to that. But as far as like your mindset, what were some of the mental blockages that was getting in the way of you?
One, not being confident in how fucking beautiful I am. I'm a model. Why don't I see myself the way others see me? And I was
Right.
holding a lot of my self-worth into how people were accepting me in my pictures. And then that happened when I cut my hair, because most people haven't seen me with a ball cut before, and it really made me to love myself. And something else mentally, besides just being confident in myself, is truly believing that I have purpose, even if I don't quite know what that purpose is, and just not making a grand scheme of things. Like sometimes, some days, my purpose will be, okay, today's my purpose is just to call one person and make them happy. And then as like I started gathering that more, my purpose became bigger, which is what's my impact I want to leave on people.
And so, what keeps you motivated and focused on your dream?
One is community. I have like amazing people here in Michigan around me who are just going so hard with their goals that it makes me want to go hard with mine. Um, my COO of Buzz Files, she is an actor. So every time I see her and just how hard she grinds, it motivates me to go even harder. I would say that's one of the main things that really motivate me. And it's going to sound materialistic, but I love to dress up. I love to eat great things. I love to be out experiencing things, and I notice that costs money. So one thing that motivates me a lot of time, I wouldn't say the money, but the space that money gives you.
So, you know how like we all have times of doubt when like during while we're facing our dreams and everything. What keeps you going in those moments of like having doubts? If you have any doubts.
I look back at the times where I thought things were going to shit, and I realized when it wasn't. So a
Mhm.
lot of the times I look at my own testimonies, or like I keep written accounts from ever since I moved here from Detroit, from Maryland here to Detroit. I have written journals. So anytime something is going wrong or I feel some type of way, I literally just reread my journals, reread my words, and it's like a source of affirmation in a way.
I can definitely relate to that as far as like writing in your journal. I feel like number one, writing things down just does a better job of like bringing your visions and everything to life. And it's so like good to know that you're not in like a headspace anymore and you're just like progressing.
Yeah.
Like
It's
that's one of my
actually it's really beautiful. I like the last part you said when you said I'm progressing, because a lot of the times I'm in my first journal entry when I was in an apartment town in Mexican town. So girl, let me tell you that I ain't gonna say too much, but it just was not the best place to live. Safe wise, clean wise, and stuff like that. I remember one of my first journal entries was just talking about wanting to be more spiritually grounded, and how I felt lost, and how I feel like I don't know myself or don't know what I'm doing versus now. And I'm just like, wow, I was such a scared person with so much power.
wow, that's deep. A scared person with so much power.
Sometimes I remember Mary J. Blige, she said, if I knew who I was back then. And that really still speaks to me, because it's like we have the same power we have that we feel when we are energized. This it's like all we have to do is activate it.
So in what ways would you say that you've grounded yourself spiritually and like I guess we can touch on like how has your spiritual journey progressed while you've been chasing your dreams?
I feel like chasing your dreams, you need to be, and the thing is, I would say this one, when it comes to spirituality, I think everyone has a right to believe in what they believe in. But as far as me, I believe in a higher power. I don't believe that God is male nor woman. So for me, one thing it came to me is understanding what is my God. That was something, because I feel like when you're confused, everything else is confusing because you're so gullible to listen to anything. So I had to figure out, what does God mean to me? And to me, God is love. I am God. Everyone around me is a God. You know, we are created by a God. God is everything. So that's something that I had to, and even if no one agrees with me, I have to understand, why do I believe what I believe? And once that helped me get super grounded, understanding what my faith is. And then what has really lately, because I feel like I'm in a completely new transition, I literally had to pray, whether it's for 5 minutes, whether it's for 20 minutes. Talking out loud is a form of manifestation. Praying is a form of manifestation. So whether it's like venting, whether it's being joyful, that is something that always helps me keep me grounded, as far to like help me chase my dreams. The times that I have noticed when I lack prayer is the time that I am lacking on my routine. It's the time that I just feel like, you know how like you're on autopilot for a while and you finally get back into the flow of your actual life and like, whew, where the fuck have I been?
Right.
So I would say definitely just having a routine and understanding what God means to me is something that keeps me completely grounded.
So how is chasing your dream going for you right now?
It's fucking amazing. I feel super blessed. Right now, without saying too much, I own a creative network, co-founder of Buzz Files, and pretty much for models, photographers, videographers, anyone who is a creative, we all collab together on photo shoots, whatever it is that we need for portfolio. And I remember when I first moved here, I was literally taking pictures on my cousin's iPhone. And now I have a team of I can call from different categories to work with. So it's really truly insane. It's just the beginning too, which is the freaking amazing part of it. We haven't even launched yet.
So as far as like your team and everything, like how have you built a community? Because like I know that's something a lot of people struggle with is like building a or creating a community or not having community around them. So how have you like found the people that you found? How did you build your community?
It first starts off with me being authentic with myself. And then a lot of thing that people forget is, once you have the authenticity, like you're authentic with yourself, people will understand and want to fuck with you because you're an original. And the second thing is, you have to be very aware of the way you're talking to people, of the way people are talking to you, of the way how you respond to things. Because if you're not aware, one, you don't know how you're affecting people or how your work affect people or what's happening and things like that. One thing that also helped me build community is shooting my shot. For instance, I started off with just working on my own personally. My work ethic is very straight to the point, very organized. I know exactly what the vision is, how we'll execute it, and things like that. So just consistently working with these people, people have already know how I move. So I'm thinking they know that I'm authentic. They know that I carry myself like a business person, and they see the work that I produce from it. So not to toot my own horn, but it's a no-brainer to want to work with me, because you already know, with and without you, I'm going to succeed, and people want to be a part of that sauce. They stay. What's crazy to me, one thing that I have noticed when you're in a position of having community is, oh my gosh, the thought is fleeting, is that people believe in your vision, you know? And I'm just like, wow, 20 plus people believe in Buzz Files the same way that I do, or not on the same level and tenacity as me. but at least a glimpse of it. So for anyone who wants to build a community, I say be authentic, be yourself. People can smell when you're fake and you're trying too hard. And you have to carry yourself the way that you will want to be with someone who carries themselves. So be the person that you want to work with.
Pretty much. And so, like, is there any point, like, during your journey, did you feel like you were steered off track or anything like that?
All the time. That's where coming in with prayer and yoga and whatever helps you what keeps you grounded, because life is very painful. Um
Mm-hmm.
it could be like right now, me and my best friend, we are moving into our apartment, and when we were getting the apartment, like financially, the bank and things like that, it was like one number thrown off that wasn't letting us to get our cashier's check. The elevator broke down when we moved our, like, it was just like, what the fuck. But
Mm-hmm.
so life itself is weird, and it's important to just stay grounded at all times.
So you would just say that, like, anytime you've gotten off track, your routine is what kept you grounded and just brought you back.
Correct. And
Right.
sometimes having great community, like friends, people. One thing is that I have noticed, and this is going off bit topic a little bit, is I love being around people who just listen and then put input when I truly ask for it. Because a lot of the times, what I was saying is you can also talk to people, especially when it feels like you're steering off. But I say that very loosely because sometimes people will project on you, or they just won't really give you good advice. It will just be like very generic stuff. But it's great to have a good level headed and awareness, a group of people, or even one person who is just as aware as you in your community to be able to just vent to.
Right. And do you have any mentors?
Yes, I have several mentors for different things, because you have one person, they're not skilled in everything, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I still want your help, but you can't help me in this aspect. For Buzz Files, we have, so Buzz Files is a subscription based membership for creatives to come and connect and collab and stuff like that. So able to get a mentor for Buzz Files who specifically is skilled in subscription based company. And then I have a mentor who helps me with my spiritual things. I have a mentor who helps me with financial things. Just for different things like that. It's honestly, it's not a bad thing to have several mentors, because that's your community. That's who you can go to when things feel heavy.
That's like sometimes one of the key missing factors is just having a mentor, having someone who's been through things that you are currently going through who can help you and elaborate and just bring you up.
Yeah, definitely. Because it's like you don't have to do things by yourself.
That part. I feel like that's something like while I'm chasing my dream that I kind of struggle with is feeling the need, feeling like I need to do everything by myself. Um,
Mm,
when there's people out there like you said who might believe in my dream the way I believe in my dream and who can help bring it to life.
exactly. And I fuck with you, girl. I fuck with the knitting. I fuck with the podcast. Fuck with you. You feel me?
I feel that. I feel that. Definitely feel that. I'm definitely like proud of everything that you're doing just because like I know you on a personal level and
Hmm.
you say you had a dream and you're actually like doing, there's a lot of people who talk about things, but like you're actually doing. And like I really fuck with that, like your work ethic and everything.
Thank you. I'm trying not to cry. That was so nice. Oh my god.
But I think I'm not sure. I think this kind of concludes our episode today. This was a very short episode. I feel like you said a lot of free games, said a lot of real shit. But I
Good.
do have some closing cues for all of my guests.
Okay.
So, here's the first one. What inspires you the most?
What inspires me is the fact that I can literally say and think things as far as like worth for myself and goals for myself, and the universe literally moves in a way to help provide for me. I find that so inspiring. So sometimes I'm so audacious that I say the most biggest wild thing, and I'm just like, yep, if it's not going to happen now, it's going to happen 5 years from now. And that's really inspiring.
Same. I would definitely agree. Just like co-creating with the universe, like
Hmm.
actually getting like I was just talking about this with someone the other day, just because like the full moon was on the 18th or whatever, and I prayed about something, and literally the next morning I just got the confirmation, and I was just like, wow, bro, this shit
Hey,
is actually crazy how quick it happens sometimes. Like it's so crazy.
yeah. And then sometimes it's just like you don't even believe, or it's not even that you don't believe, but you're just in a state of awe and shock that this is your life.
Right, right. So, how do you recharge?
How do I recharge? Yoga, listening to music, smoking a J. Um, yeah, and eating really great food and like
What's your
cooking.
favorite food?
See, I don't have one. I'm not, see, okay, there's many things that I have to say to this statement. One, I was gonna say I'm not a picky eater, but clearly I was told I am. I have been brought aware of my choices. So, but I would say lamb chops. Lamb
Okay.
chops is top tier. That is one of my
Okay.
lamb chops with anything, tacos, lamb chops by itself.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
Hmm. Favorite thing to cook. That's kind of hard. Oh, I make really good sweet potatoes with honey and
Mm,
fried veggies and then fried plantain.
that sounds bomb. Okay, so what do you want to leave this world with? Like your legacy?
I when people think of me, my name or whatever is connected to me, I want them to be like, I am so grateful because I can believe in myself. If she can do it, I know for 100% fact I can do it. I want people to be self motivated and inspired by their own power.
Word. So what's a lesson that you've learned the hard way?
A lesson that I learned the hard way is having self worth. I have gotten not even broke my heart broken romantically, but got my heart broken by friends, by family, by myself. So it really took a lot of lessons and falling forward to realize what I like deserve and how I should stand up for myself and what are my boundaries. And I'm still learning how to even understand what exactly are my boundaries and how do I enforce them. So self worth is definitely the hard way.
All right, and last but not least, what are you most thankful for?
I'm thankful for life. I'm thankful for my heart beating like in my chest, not even just my physical body, but my spiritual form, the tenacity in me. Just thankful for being myself. Actually, yeah, I'm leave it that. Just thankful for being myself and being me.
Great. Well, thank you, Monique, for being a guest on my show.
This was so lovely. I'm gonna DM you another person I think who would be really great to join this. Actually, several people. Thank you so much for having me. This was so awesome. I'm hopefully we can do this where I don't know, you either come to Michigan and we record in a studio or because I want to be in like the room with you, you know? I feel like it's
That would
already
be
really
sweet.
great right now, but I feel like in person would be even better.
That would be sweet. That would be. I would definitely be down for that. Some travel and whatnot. I'm always down to road trip travel, anything like that.
But we had to talk about it deeper then. Have a great evening. Thank you so
You
much, love.
too. Have a great one. Thank you.